Daniel sucks dick. As the heavy bottom swivels, lands upon its destination, dressed to the nines, arriving slightly earlier than time needs for me to be incarnation. But still, I open doors as close to E as I could be, yet merrily I waltz upon the entrance of the event. Let's see. Yes, just as thought. Everyone's dressed more than me, which is fine so long as I've arrived. I feel I should be just fine. I'm fine. I'll be fine. 25 minutes till the time. Daniel, echoes voice of reason. Not to say the best of ideas, but the reason I've chosen to be here this occasion. Tall, standing, smiling figure gazes down upon me while my mind takes in the sculptures to get the wherewithal surrounding. To be honest, conversation at that point was a tad bit lost. My mind was glossed by nervousness, which I soon tried to shake right off. Into the abyss, I state, while walking slowly into the inferno, seeing only 2 or 3, if lucky me, the people I know. Eventually sat down next to a fancy man who fancies more men who happen to be Mormon. Handsome man, had a sense of earth about. It helped me ease myself, just for a second though, then began the festivities. A violent racket shakes the ivories as screeching banshees flee their cage and making people soldier march from left side, right side to the stage. White lionesses slowly stalked their future, while the panthers had their backs turned straight. It looked just like a prom would look, except nobody had a date. Or danced. And as I looked, my fist clenched tight. Seeing all the black and white, my feet, once buckled to the floor, were bouncing as I saw the sights of youth and beauty all in droves. I'm sure their parents must be proud, hence the reason why they'll all have their names read here loud. And soon I turned the tablets toward my view to get a nice idea. I panicked, took a deep breath in and out and in and out and in. Yale to thee our alma mater. Yale to thee our crimson code. Hand above your heart, pray to a God who may just hear your fears. And as he smiles upon my cringing face, and as I look around, this was not my place. My thumbs dance around each other, thinking only of the one who signed himself as undecided. I'd like to have a beer with him. Balls the size of grizzlies. And looking at the people getting larger bowls to eat their meals, my knee bounces up and down so lightly it could calm a child. Try to keep your head up. The only thing I could think is why. Where are you going to college? Where do you work? What are your plans for the future? Oh, it's not my thing, don't want to be in debt forever. Debt? What is debt? Says the man with the monocle and the hat, waiting to pass out cards as you land on the mystery square. Oh, a cook of sorts. I also write for my brother. My son is similar. Blueprints for products and buildings. A writer of sorts. I just want to be happy. As that crashes and burns into my skull and gouges my eyes out from the inside, I understand I'm selfish. This is not and has not been about me. So while I tried to calm my head and think, you call that a speech? I would have done it like this in some off-chance world where I was able to accomplish that. I wrap my mind around the thought that this is for... I focus. The darkness in my sockets locates. The stage is filled with many suns, hot, shining, and burning. Among them, a beautiful white lighthouse, standing with a bow like the lighting beacon constantly rotating itself to catch the eye of a lonely sailor, a person lost adrift in a sea. Suddenly, it all made sense. I always wondered why. But surely these suns have much more. They're bigger. They matter. Without them, the universe would crumble and fall apart. But what does that matter to a lighthouse? A lighthouse wants no sun. A lighthouse is nothing with the sun. A lighthouse shares the night with the moon. They both share the sky and light up the night for those around them who may not have a chance. A lighthouse doesn't need the moon. Without the moon, the lighthouse would still shine and still project. But I tell you this, the moon, although waxing and waning, and at times not seemingly there, is happy to share the sky. And then a snap back into reality, as no gowns flow away like unsheeted ghosts and no caps fly into the sky, and I sit bored as boards give fancy boards to the children they adore. I walk around and in my hand an American treasure, much like the rest of the ceremony, capless. As fancy suits and ties meander, talking of their accomplishments and gorgeous husbands and wives, hold shoulder for a Stepford smile. And as it all sinks in and the paint in my mind finally dries to completion, with a portrait of a life I feel I should have but do not want, I think to myself, I really need to get gas on my way home.